guys. File, share screen. And Visual Studio Code is here. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Right. Are you able to see the browser, guys? Is my browser screen visible? Okay, nice. Cool. This is what we had built yesterday. I think it's pretty cool. And I think for someone who's just starting out, like yourself on HTML and CSS, this was good learning, right? But as promised, today we are going to do something cooler. And the cooler thing is on my left tab. And when I do that, you see this. So this is what we are going to build today, right? Do you guys like it? First question first. Right, it's pretty good, right? Well-arranged page and everything. If you like it, please say yes, because you're about to learn how to build this one. And this is damn cool as per me. So show some excitement, guys. Excitement. Okay. Cool. Enough excitement. Okay. We'll build this, and of course, we'll use Flexbox to build this, and we'll build this in various components, and then we'll get everything together, and things will look good. Okay. So, and possibly today my marker will also work, and it works. Right. So someone had told me yesterday that we should take more examples, and I agree with that feedback. And now that's how we are going to study. We are going to keep our thinking, what do you call it? Result oriented, as in we would start with something that, hey, ye build karna, and we'll build that. Okay. So what we are building here is this guy. Okay. Enough talking. Now, let's understand what we have built here. Matlab, of course, I have already written the code of it. So, but I'll be teaching you guys how to write the code of it, right? So if I see this box, right, the first thing which comes to my mind is, like, let's try to understand what is going on here, right? So of course, there's a box, which is the big box, which has a border, right? This is the easy stuff. Is this visible for everyone? Folks, is my screen visible? Okay, brilliant. Okay. Anyway, now focus here. Stop writing, guys. This is a box which we need to build. इस box में बहुत सारी चीजें हैं. I can't turn off the light, man. It's automatic. Sorry, I can't turn off the light. I can probably tilt this if that helps. Okay. So first, let's build this box. I think that's the easiest thing to do. Build this box. How do you build this box? Can anyone tell me how can we build a box which has a pretty border like this? Mayank can tell me. Mayank, tell me. Okay, div. So this is definitely a div. Right. So we'll give some good properties to div, and this guy will be ready, right? So let's do this. Let's first build our div, right? Okay. By the way, before we do that, now we of course know that there is some content inside this which is slightly padded, right? Is padding the right thing? Is the content inside this box padded, guys? Yes, it's padded. So padding is also something that we have to apply. Next, okay. तो अब देखते हैं how using Flexbox we can easily build this thing. तो पहला चीज we'll start coding, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'll share my code. I hope my code is visible. And abhi ke liye, guys, this is what we had. If you did that again, I will kick you out of the room. I will clear this thing, annotations, clear annotations. Okay. ठीक है, अरे रिवीजन हो जाएगा मेरे भाई, अभी ये करते करते सुनो तो सही, पूरा रिवीजन ही करेंगे ये करते करते, राइट? सो ये दिस इज व्हाट वी हैड बिल्ड यस्टरडे एंड नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू बिल्ड दिस, ठीक है? तो लेट्स स्टार्ट बिल्डिंग दिस फ्रॉम द वेरी स्क्रैच, सो नो प्रायर नॉलेज ऑफ फ्लेक्सबॉक्स इज आल्सो रिक्वायर्ड, ठीक है? ओके, कैसे करेंगे इसको? पहले कोलैप्स कर देते हैं यार, ताकि कोड दिख जाए। ये आउट ऑफ बॉक्स था, इसको भी कोलैप्स कर देते हैं। एक सिंपल काम करूंगा, आउट ऑफ बॉक्स को बोल दूंगा डिस्प्ले फ्लेक्स की जगह डिस्प्ले नाम, ठीक है? गो बैक हियर, रीलोड, ठीक है? No, I'll write in this file only so that I just give you one file. Now, why make 3 files? And you guys are smart enough to filter it from that file. Okay. So, I mean, this is the only code that you need to see right now. I'll collapse everything. So, how does it matter whether it's one separate file or 2 files or whatever? Right? This is all you see. So, it's not a problem, huh? Okay. So, we had div outer box, which I have collapsed. So, we are good. Okay. Now, I'm going to create a new div for that box. Right? अभी के लिए स्टाइल यहीं पे देते हैं. I'll put my phone to silent. ठीक है? Of course हमने flex सीखा है, तो display would be flex, right? And of course we want border 1 pixel solid black, right? And इस div के अंदर let's have something, right? Let's see what is the output of this reload. Okay, so something has started. There is something written inside it. The display is flex, and just to make it look a bit better, which one now? Done. Okay. Of course, we would want these things to be slightly padded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pad this. How do I pad it? Padding. And I will, let's say, give it 20 pixels. I don't know. Yeah, 40 pixels, 30 pixels should be enough, right? So it's padded now, right? Okay. So we have a box, but this box is it's pressed from the left and right edges. So how do I press this? कि ये box बीच में आ जाए, sort of. No, align center will work if, see, how does flex work, right? Flex works when it's supposed to be applied to a parent, right? So अभी इसका parent कौन है यार? इस div का parent तो body है भाई, right? या तो आप body को display flex करो. Let's try that, by the way, and try doing what you just said. I like that answer, by the way, right? So this is what you have. Okay, what I'm going to do is, this is body, right? ये body आपका. अभी इसका display block है by default. We'll say display flex, right? Sorry, not fe, flex, right? But of course, flex is by default columnar, so ऐसा हो गया. But we don't want that, so I'll say flex direction, and I'll say row. ठीक है? And of course, it's just aligned like this, right? So how do I kind of spread it out? I can say, is it justify content? Yeah. So center se kiya, center kiya, end se end hua. And if you do, which is the property? If you do stretch, then what happens? It's stretched, but it's not occupying the full space available to it, right? वो इसलिए हो रहा है guys, क्योंकि इसके जो अंदर का parent है, not inherit अजय. अगर आप इसको देखोगे, इस वाले div को, which is the flex, आपने इसको, you have to tell it how much space to take, right? So अभी इसका कोई sibling तो है नहीं. So if here I say flex 1, right? So it will take the complete space. Got it? And the complete space, if you look at it, it has taken. है ना? Got it? Guys, is this much clear for everyone? right? So it has taken the complete space, but again, this is not what we wanted. We want it to be compact, right? How do I do compact? So reload. What I can do is display flex body पे लगाना definitely works. It's probably a good idea, but अभी के लिए अपने को नहीं चाहिए यार. अपन क्या करते हैं? Simply we'll just press it from every side. So how you can do that? आपका जो body tag है guys, या तो आप body को छोटा कर दो, right? Because we want to pad it from this side and we want to pad it from this side. ठीक है? वो कैसे करते हैं? देखते हैं. So we'll put padding. And instead of just padding, क्योंकि padding देंगे तो ऊपर से भी आ जाएगी, we'll say padding dash left, right? And I'll say 10%, or let me say 20%, right? Similarly, padding right is 20%, and we are getting somewhere. Did everyone understand how we kind of made the box centered? Easy enough. मुश्किल तो नहीं है guys, सबको समझ आ रहा है, बहुत simple है यार. राइट बॉक्स हमारा बढ़िया तरीके से बनता जा रहा है. ओके इस कोड को वहां पे भी लिख देते हैं. सो बेसिकली व्हाट आई डू इज टू द बॉडी एलिमेंट, अभी बैकग्राउंड कलर अजोर दिया हुआ था, आई जस्ट एक्सपैंड दिस गाय एंड यहाँ पे मैं बोल दूंगा गाइज पैडिंग लेफ्ट इज 20%, पैडिंग राइट इज 20%, राइट. रिलोड कर देते हैं. हाँ बिल्कुल हम हाइट एंड विड्थ यूज कर सकते हैं मैं, बट आई डोंट वांट टू डू दैट. हाइट और विड्थ करने से क्या होता है, इट बिकम्स कपल्ड, राइट. तो अब क्या है, नाउ दिस विल ऑलवेज बी 20% ऑफ द टोटल स्क्रीन साइज. एंड आप इसका फर्क ऐसे देख सकते हैं, इफ आई रिड्यूस माय ब्राउजर का साइज, इट्स ऑटोमेटिकली एडजस्टिंग इटसेल्फ. वो हमेशा इंश्योर करेगा कि वो 20% दोनों साइड से पैडेड है, राइट. तो बॉक्स छोटा होता जा रहा है. लेकिन अगर आपने फिक्स कर दिया, लेट्स से आपने बोल दिया कि the width is, I don't know, 100 pixels, height is 40 pixels, so that becomes a problem, right? So this is always a better way of doing it. Inspect feature and usage, like how are you striking? I love that suggestion, Rahul. Thank you. I will do that. अभी जितना मैं बता रहा हूँ आप उससे सीखो, एंड देन हाउ डू वी यूज क्रोम कंसोल टू इम्प्लीमेंट दीज फीचर्स. अपन एक दिन सेशन भी ले लेंगे, ठीक है. सो ऑल आई डू राइट नाउ इज आई से आई इंस्पेक्ट एलिमेंट, राइट. जो भी एलिमेंट मुझे इंस्पेक्ट होना होता है मैं इसको क्लिक करता हूँ, दिस गाय, राइट. सो आई क्लिक दिस एंड व्हाटएवर आई हैव टू इंस्पेक्ट आई क्लिक ऑन दैट गाय, राइट. So this is what I'm inspecting. So it's the focus is on that. And whenever I need to make style change, I just do this style change here. Make sense? Abhi ke liye, this much knowledge is enough. As we keep moving forward, I'll give you more knowledge as needed. ठीक है? अभी के लिए इतना जान लो. Because if I bombard you with the knowledge of inspect element एक ही को मैं, it will not add value. Are we good, Rahul? You asked the question. You have to say we are good. Rahul भाई बताओ. Are we okay? Okay. Rahul does not want to talk to me. No problem. ठीक है. Okay. So this is what we have here अभी के लिए, right? देखते हैं यहाँ पे क्या था. But yeah, this is looking so nice. तो of course it's a font problem, right? Font problem solve कर लेते हैं पहले, है ना. तो पहले देखते हैं भाई यहाँ का font क्या है. मैंने इस पे क्लिक किया, इसने मुझे बता दिया भाई इसका टाइटल, इसका फॉन्ट साइज 27 पिक्सल, ठीक है. इसका यहाँ पे कुछ चीजें लगी हुई हैं एंड द फॉन्ट फैमिली इज दिस गाय, राइट. ये फॉन्ट फैमिली कहाँ पे गाइस, अगर आप बॉडी पे जाएंगे तो ये फॉन्ट फैमिली पूरी बॉडी पे अप्लाइड है, राइट, व्हिच इज मेकिंग इट लुक ब्यूटीफुल, राइट. दिस इज माय फेवरेट फॉन्ट बाय द वे. So what I'm going to do is I'll just copy this. ये भी एक CSS का attribute है, जहाँ पे भी लगा दोगे it will just apply to every child of it, right? So अपनी body में we'll say font dash family and we'll copy paste this. And now something good has happened, right? It's looking beautiful, right? But again, this is looking bold. This is not looking bold. Why is that happening? Because हमने H1 use किया है और यहाँ पे use किया गया P, right? So okay, because since we are trying to make it as similar as possible, अपन भी change कर देते हैं यार. Font family is now copied. So body पे अपन ने लगा दी font dash family. So font family is applied. This is the font. Sans serif, what that means is, I'll tell you later, but abhi ke liye itna jaan lo that when you want to apply more than one font families, you put a comma. So font family is this, comma this. Okay, very good. And जो H1 था, because H1 से क्या होता है, it just makes the text thicker. We don't want that, so we will say P, right? And of course, we will give it a style is equal to font size, right? क्योंकि हमने यहाँ पे क्या देखा, guys? The font size here is 27 pixels. So I'll say font dash size, and I'll say 27 pixels. Go back here, reload the page. Sorry, this one, and this is happening nicely. We'll call it registration form. Things are shaping up, right? Don't worry, Rahul, that will be covered very soon. Okay, guys, so this is the first thing that we did. Border भी देख लेते हैं यार कैसी है इसकी. This is div class is equal to form, है ना? उसका border is 1 pixel solid and this color, which is slight, which is a shade of gray and probably looks better. So अपन भी black की जगह where we have said black color, we'll use this color. So color के क्या-क्या formats होते हैं ये भी सीख लेते हैं. So either you can call the color like this, or you can specify the hash format of color, right? तो उसका क्या होता है, guys? It starts with a hash, and then there is a 6-digit hex code that you need to put. So 555555, right, is the hex color, hex code for this grayish shade, right? And we'll remove this color and we'll put white color now, right? So remove this, go here. Nice, things are shaping up, right? Okay, so registration form बना लिया. अगली चीज क्या बनानी है? If you look at it, so मुझे जो समझ आता है, I'll tell you, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I see इस फॉर्म में हमने ये तो लिख लिया. It's padded also, nice. अब हमें ये चीजें बनाना स्टार्ट करना है ना? So basically these are rows. First name वाला रो है भाई, last name वाला रो है, email वाला रो है, right? So the way I envision it or I imagine it is this is one row, right? रो के लिए हमें कॉन्सेप्ट आता है गाइस दैट वी यूज डिव्स, और हमें भाई फ्लेक्स देना होता है, उसको हमें वो भी आता है. सो व्हाट वी विल डू इज, व्हाट दे हैव डन इज, इन्होंने फ्लेक्स रखा है, उसके अंदर एक लेबल रखा है, उसके अंदर एक इनपुट रखा है, और इन्होंने पी को एक स्टाइल दे दिया है, राइट? पैराग्राफ के लिए. वी कैन डू इट अदर वे आल्सो, राइट? सो व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू डू राइट नाउ इज, ऑफ कोर्स सिंस दिस इज अ फॉर्म, हम इसको एक फॉर्म के अंदर डाल देते हैं, व्हिच वी हैव ऑलरेडी लर्न. सो रजिस्ट्रेशन फॉर्म इज लिटरली अ फॉर्म, and इसके अंदर अपने को पहले चाहिए, so we build 3 components, right? So the first component we are going to build is going to be a div. तीनों ही div होंगे. इस पहले वाले div के अंदर there is going to be a label, right? Right, and let's say the label will say name colon, and then there will be input type equal to text. So you go back here, you reload, and something happened, but it's looking awful, right? लेबल का यूज भी तो कर सकते हैं. लेबल का यूज तो क्या भाई, फॉर्म का यूज नहीं कर सकते क्या? फॉर्म का यूज ही कर रहे हैं, तो मैंने टोका करो ना, ठीक है? देखो क्या हुआ यहाँ पे. So there was this flex, and भाई ये this form guy just happened to come to the right of it. Why is that happening here? Why is it coming like this? How can I fix that? Anyone? So this is a div, right? Inside this I made registration form. Perfect. Amit gave the right answer. Amit is saying instead of calling it flex, you call it flex direction. And we call it column, right? Okay, brilliant, right? So, okay, shaping up. इसको डाल देते हैं दोबारा. So this is this, and flex direction is column. Okay. Now what we need, guys, is अपने को ऐसे 3 और चाहिए, and we put a placeholder here, which will say your name or name simply. Then I'm just going to copy these divs. ठीक है? Div is a block element, तो ये guarantee है कि वो तीनों अलग-अलग lines में आएंगे. I don't know what is the problem with my text editor, why it keeps doing that. Okay. Right. So this is input type is, let's call it email. This is email. And what is this guy? Okay, first name, last name. First name. First name, last name. Last name, finally email and email, right? And okay, things are definitely shaping up, but a problem kya hai? The problem is registration is out of this form. Too congested. I don't know what you guys are saying. Why 3 divs? Because I just wanted to place them in 3 different things, right? So abhi problem kya hai? What is the difference between these guys, right? ये एक तरीके से दिख रहा है, ये एक तरीके से दिख रहा है, guys. So of course it's applying styling, मेरे दोस्तों. सुन तो लो what I'm saying. You need to understand this. If you do BR, it's not a good idea. What we should do rather is देखो यहाँ पे these are P's, right? These are P's, P. Okay. So we want to sort of do 2 things. One, ये जो input text हैं, इनके बीच में थोड़ा सा spacing हो जाए और इनके नाम के बीच में. And of course, it's a font problem also. So let's solve it one by one. So it's a font problem. Font problem को अपन एकदम से solve कर लेते हैं, ठीक है? So the font here is bigger. We'll make this guy also bigger. How do we do that? मैं बताता हूँ आपको. In body, we'll just say font size, and let's say I call it 20 pixels. Okay, so things get larger. So everyone will be 20 pixels except this guy, because this guy is 27 pixels. We have dynamically, हमने statically set किया यहाँ पे, right? Second is inside this guy, this one. It's a div. Okay, just to understand it, इसको border दे देते हैं एक बार, so that we are able to visualize this better, right? So what I'm going to do is I'll say style. Display flex, because everything we'll do will be flex. Border is 1 pixel, solid or dashed, and it's black. And simply copy this everywhere. Right? Okay. तो अब देखते हैं guys यहाँ पे हो क्या रहा है. That okay, these are definitely inside the same div, but ये दोनों, I mean, they're kind of collapsing into each other, right? So how do I fix that? One is if this div, right, this dashed border kind of gives it a padding, right? Good idea, Ayush. Let's try that. एक के साथ try करते हैं, ठीक है? So we'll do some padding. I'll say padding, let's say, I don't know, 10 pixels, right? Done. Okay, started to look better. Same copy कर देते हैं यार. Nice. Tada. Very good. Things are shaping up, really shaping up, right? So now there is space also. Now, what do I do about this guy? This input guy is just sticking too much, right? How do I go about it? Forget BR. Now you don't need to use BR. Now you know CSS. Okay. Pooja is saying justified. Okay. All good suggestions. Okay. So 2 things, right? Let's just inspect this एक बार. So this is a div, right? इसके अंदर एक div है, एक label है और एक ये है, right? Either this guy starts to maintain some distance, right? So what I'm saying is, अगर इस input का margin, कौन सा margin? Right वाला margin is, let's say, I don't know, 20 pixels. So did that change anything? No, it did not change anything. Why did it not change anything? Could it be because of its display nature, right? Okay, let's try the same thing with this guy, with a label. So here I say margin, and I say margin right. Can someone tell me why it did not work? अरे भाई कुछ तो बोलो. I'm testing you guys. Only Amit has got the right answer. So Amit, you're right. It is because हमने margin right दिया and it literally worked. See, if you see that orange thing, it has a margin right to it. But we don't want a right margin. We wanted a left margin because we want to create space from left and not right. ठीक है? The moment I say left, it's a difference, right? Perfect. So, and we can of course keep on increasing it, right? So that created a difference. Cool. So okay, now this is getting very congested. What I'm going to do is I'll just copy all of these styles and I'll paste them and make a class out of it, right? I'll call them dot form fields, right? And what we are going to do, guys, is we are going to press enter after all of them, right? Done. And this form fields class needs to be applied here. So instead of style, I'll say class is equal to form fields. And then simply here, no, oops, did I make a mistake? Did I make a mistake? Yes, I made a mistake. Not this one. I copied the wrong styles. Let's call this form box, form container. Okay. And the class that we apply here is classes form container, right? Now we're good. Okay. And similarly, we will say another class, which will be, what do we call this? We'll call this form fields. And it will have the style, this one. And of course, enter, right? And यहाँ पे हम लगा देंगे form fields. Class is equal to form fields, right? Here and here. Done. Okay, it plays an extra div which I have removed. Go here, reload. Perfect. Everything works as expected. And what we had done is, हमने label को, these labels, right, or these inputs, we had given them a left margin, right? So what I'm going to do is I'll say class equals inputs, input boxes, right? And of course, just copy this class, not the whole thing, otherwise you'll be in trouble. So let me put this guy, and in input boxes, we'll apply that style. So here, dot input boxes, margin left. And what is that margin? Let's call it 20 pixels. Reload. And there is a space. So far, so good. Are we clear? This is definitely shaping up. But अभी बहुत सारी चीजें करना है. Right? Guys, everyone say yes if you're understanding it. It's not that hard, right? We are literally about to build our own registration form, which looks very nice. है ना? Okay, brilliant. So, ठीक है. और भी समझ लेते हैं अब we know for a fact यार ये flex है. ठीक है? अब कैसे पता हमने किया है भाई flex है. So flex की तो अपनी properties होती हैं, right? So let's just start experimenting with those properties, है ना? So of course it's flex direction row. There are no two ways about it. Explicitly भी specify कर दो. ठीक है? अब तो पक्का flex direction row है ना? Now what you can do is you had these cool properties, right? So justify content, center, whatever you want to do with it, right? अपने को तो flex start ही करना है, so let's just keep it here, right? And then there was align items, which gets interesting here, क्योंकि आपको इन दोनों को the absolute alignment of first name and the first name box should be centered. So what I'm going to do is, see, if I do center, it will ensure that both of these things, है ना, are center aligned. Are we clear, everyone? Okay, I think we are clear. Good. So this thing is align item center. अपन वो भी कर देते हैं यहाँ पे. So input boxes नहीं, form fields, display flex का align items center. So this way they will be nicely centered. Okay. What is the next bit? The next bit is our box looks kind of bad, right? It's a very small box. It's not taking the whole space and whatever. We want a bigger box, right? Does anyone know how we can make a bigger box? Any ideas will be appreciated. Okay, a lot of people are saying padding. A lot of people are saying something else. Does anyone know the right answer, Vaisa? I'm just testing you now. Okay, I see a lot of answer. Any flex property, flex name? Not really, guys. एक बार और सोचो, if anything comes to your mind. See, since we are learning flex, so that should have been a hint, right? So what I'm going to do is I'll say, let's say this guy, right? So this is inside a flex, no two ways about it. अगर हम इसको flex1 बोल देते हैं, let's say, तो क्या होता है? It takes all the space available to it, right? And since it is this element, अपन इसको क्या बोल सकते हैं? Padding, right? And let's say I call it 10 pixels. हो गया box बड़ा? That's it. Not very hard, right? And हमें ये ensure करना है that it does not, expand like too much. So what you could have done is आपका जो बाहर वाला div है guys, this div, form field div, या तो आप इसको pad कर सकते हैं right से. ठीक है, let's say I call it, I don't know, 10%. And if you keep increasing it, the size keeps decreasing. So let's say I'm going to keep it at, I don't know, 30%. Right? Okay, things are actually shaping up now. Let's do this. इस सब code change को apply कर देते हैं अपने code में and things will look good, right? So I do padding 10 pixels इतना है. Padding right is 30% because I don't want very big boxes. जो आपके input boxes हैं, margin left तो दे दिया था. अब padding भी दे दो. Padding कितना दो? 20 pixels ही दे दो यार. And let's see what happens. Magic happens, but right now it's looking very ugly because abhi kya ho raha hai? It's not expanding to take the whole space. Right? I think 15 pixels will look better. Right? So how do we expand it? Because it's inside a flex. The moment you give it flex1 and iska jo dusra wala child hai, agar usko kuch nahi doge, so that will be flex0. So what that means is ye pura space le lega, guys, which is available to it, right? Which is this much, right? And now to give it the final look, what we need to do is we need to remove this border. So for now, I just commented and ta-da! Did you like it, guys? Of course, we'll come to the fact कि इनको align कैसे करें. Beautiful, right? Not that hard also. Email needs more margin. Yes, we'll just come to that. उसको कैसे solve करना है, guys? But did we understand this? अति उत्तम. Okay. अरे यार इतना अच्छा चीज बना रहे हो. Give me some response. Are you liking it or not? Yes, that's more like it. ठीक है. अब अगली चीज भी सीख लेते हैं यार. Now the next thing is actually the main part of it. The main part is this. So now the problem here is आप अगर स्क्रीन पे देखें this email. अरे राहुल भाई सुनो तो. What you have done is अपना let's look at your code. So what Rahul has written in his code, he said form fields or sorry input box margin left is 20 pixels. Okay. But now the problem with setting it hard, मतलब अगर आप उसको बोल दोगे बिल्कुल exact 20 pixel, तो उससे क्या problem होगा guys? जितना लंबा line होता जाएगा आपका, वो तो उसके बाद 20 pixels देगा, right? So it will ensure that this distance, right? This guy here is 20 pixels. So if last name is longer than email, so of course this will happen, right? Did we understand this concept? जो मैंने अभी बोला? why it's causing problem. Okay, but इसको fix कैसे करें फिर? कल सीखा था. The answer lies. The answer used to lie on this page, but I've removed that HTML page. तो कैसे करेंगे guys? Essentially अपन ऐसा बोल सकते हैं ना यार कि भाई this is a page, जो टेक्स्ट है उसको 30% दे दो और जो ये फील्ड है इसको 70% दे दो, और I don't know 40-60, then it will get solved. So how to do that? Anyone? Someone said flex value. Okay, that's a good idea actually. Flex ratio, yes, ratio is the answer. बढ़िया बढ़िया बढ़िया. तो flex ratio कैसे बनाए दोस्तों? मैं बताता हूँ. ओके, अभी के लिए आपने क्या किया, इनपुट बॉक्सेस में आपने flex 1 दे दिया, राइट? और आपने इस वाले भाई को कुछ भी नहीं दिया. बट जस्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड थिंग्स, ऐसा करते हैं, इनके आसपास बॉर्डर्स बना देते हैं, राइट? सो माय फेवरेट गो टू वे ऑफ डूइंग इट इज लाइक दिस. ठीक है, इनपुट बॉक्स पे एक बॉर्डर बना दी, और जो आपके लेबल्स हैं, लेबल्स पे भी कुछ बनाना पड़ेगा, है ना? सो आई गो टू लेबल क्लास इज इक्वल टू फॉर्म लेबल dot label, oops, dot form, right? So this is form label, and we'll also give this guy a border. ठीक है guys, very simply देखते हैं क्या होता है. अब प्रॉब्लम देखो क्या हो रहा है. So these things, right, सबका border है, right? And I mean they also lie inside another bigger border, right? Which is that border is this, and we'll just demarcate it by solid. Right? Now look at the problem. Okay, I see a clear problem here, guys. The problem is ये दोनों अपने अपने, मतलब इसको हमने राइट वाले को दे दिया flex 1 और उस बेचारे को कुछ भी नहीं दिया, राइट? सो लेट्स ट्राई टू सॉल्व इट. आई एम सेइंग इसको दे देते हैं flex 7 इनपुट बॉक्सेस को, और फॉर्म वाले लेबल्स भाइयों को दे देते हैं flex 3. लेट्स सी व्हाट हैपेंस. ओके, डिड इट सॉल्व? Did it solve the problem, guys? Was it hard? I don't think it was hard. Okay. One more thing which I want to do, I want to center this guy here. This is not looking good. इस अपने div के अंदर अगर ये center हो जाए, सारी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाएंगी. ठीक है, ऐसा करते हैं, सारी बॉर्डर्स को हटा देते हैं. This border and this border, just to get a look and feel. Reload. Ta-da! Ta-da! I think what we just made look better. Anyway, I think the padding is slightly high, so let's fix that. 20 pixels थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही हो गया. 12 is more like it. Sir, before using different types of tags, please explain, then try to implement, because it looks like that's surpassing, and those one who are first time user unable to understand properly what is actually doing. Sometimes it seems difficult to understand, or it may take actually some more time for understanding for beginner. Man, that was a long message. I mean, guys, have I used any tag which we have not discussed about? We have only used 3 tags today: div, label, and input, which we have discussed earlier. So is it a problem? Can we just have yes and no's? If it's not a problem, please say no. If it's a problem, please say yes. Of course, goes both ways. Please do no personal messages, just directly send me the message. Because guys, literally we have just talked about 3 tags. One was div, the other was p, probably the other was go a little slow. Okay, I mean, we've not done much, so yeah, we can go slower. Okay, sure. Shall we go slow, folks? Show of hands, or yeses and nos again? Yes is good, I think. So no more slow. We haven't completed even 1 page today. Okay, that makes no sense. If you take the definition of completing pages as learning, then you have a problem. Okay, I will not ask this question again. Don't worry. we'll be fine. It's chill. I should have not asked the question. Yes. Take it. So what is ratio? Okay, guys, when something is inside a flex box, right? The elements of the flex, right? They get a special property, which is the flex ratio, right? So right now, what is happening is there is this one box, right? Just to help you visualize it better, right? So there is this box, Hannah, which is the bigger flex box. This is the bigger flex box. This has two smaller flex boxes inside it. Okay. In these flex boxes, we wanted to have some sort of a ratio, right? So basically what I wanted to say is something like, hey, let's say the total space available is 10. So you take 3 and you take 7, right? So for doing that, what I've done is I've said, I call this flex 7, I call this flex 3. So this guy is flex 3 and this guy is flex 7, right? And accordingly, the spacing will happen. That's how flex works. Ratio thing is clear now. Why we are using this? We are using this because we want to learn Flexbox. What do you want to hear? By practicing and listening to what I'm telling you, Jerry, Sunny. I will share the code at the end of the class, and do not ask me for the code again. BRS to leave a line. Sir, we can use width. I told you why that's a bad idea. Can't we give ratio without making borders over? Of course, you can give ratios without that. I'm just making borders so that you're able to visualize which div is getting formed. Otherwise, how will you know which one is which? Can we use flex 6 or flex 8? Arey bhai Sandeep. Maths mein ratio nahi padhega. 6. How does it work? It does 6 divided by 6 plus 8. Right? What is 6 divided by 6 plus 8? It is 42%. And the remaining is 58%. So isn't it better that you do it in 30 and 70 ratio, like we've done flex 3 and flex 7? How many flex box can we use at one time? Very weird question. You can use a million probably. Okay, let's remove these borders. This one, and this one will now be removed. Cool. So perfect. Everything is aligned. And probably I'll just get rid of this margin also now. The padding, the margin that I have given, the center box removed, reload, goes to the side, right? Okay. Register button missing. Rahul, if you just give me like 2 minutes, I will pakka say make that button for you. Let me teach, yeah, please. Okay. Next thing is making this button, right? Okay. So how do we make a button? Buttons are of the type input type is equal to submit. When you do that, a button happens. So let's say I say input as a type equals submit, right? A button comes, jiska naam hai submit. That's a editor trick. Okay, now listen to me. Let's not get distracted now by stupid things. So this is a form. This is an input button, but we wanted to make it go to the side, right? So the first thing that you need to do is it needs to be a block element, right? And the input type by itself is an inline element, but we want a block element so that we can slide it to the left. Okay. So what I can do here is first thing, I'm going to wrap this inside a div, जैसा हमने बाकी सबके लिए किया. So input type is also a form field, right? So can we do this? I'll put this inside a div, right? And I'm just going to move this inside the div. This div का class है form fields. Okay. this clearly worked, मतलब कुछ तो हुआ. Now this is a flex, right? Sorry, this one is a flex, right? But we want to move it all the way to the right. How do we do that? Of course, it's a property of flex. So the flex direction is row, and you want to justify content. So justify content flex end should do it. Got it? Got it? Everything is properly aligned thanks to flex. Okay. Now that's a different problem, that the button looks ugly, and we'll fix that in a minute. But इतना समझ में आया भाई सबको? मुश्किल है? Is there anything about this which is hard? Not hard, right? We are going at a very slow pace, guys. So I just want everyone to understand everything. See, that's why I'm going slow. Cool? आगे बढ़ें? Shall I move forward? Okay. No nonsense questions, please. You guys have recently turned very decent. Please keep that up. So the button is still not looking. अरे मेरे भाई अमित रुक जाओ ना यार, अभी बना रहा हूँ. सुन तो, जितना बोल रहा हूँ उतना सुनो ना भाई. ठीक है, रुको. Buddy, I promise you, I will not leave this class without making this button look exactly like this. Promise. I can probably write it somewhere with my signature. Ruko. Patience, please. Okay. Okay. Now the next thing which we need to do is we need to do something about this button. ठीक है? वो कैसे करते हैं? Guys, सबसे पहले तो this is a button like we know it, right? So the first thing you need to do is हमें उसके ऊपर register लिखना था. Register कैसे लिखते हैं? We have something called as value. ठीक है? Value को कर दो यार register. Sorry, तो register तो लिखा गया. Justify content flex end कर दो, last में भी पहुंच जाएगा, right? So form fields तो था ही, इसके साथ एक inline style दे देते हैं, या फिर space लगा के एक और so okay, learn this. एक और चीज सीख लो. You can apply two classes at once, right? So I'm going to call this class as move to left, right? Okay. ये class कुछ नहीं है, इसका value है justify content flex end. ठीक है दोस्तों, ये क्लास उठाया, फॉर्म फील्ड्स के साथ स्पेस लगा के लिख दिया. अब इसका क्या मतलब है? इसमें दोनों क्लासेस अप्लाई हो गए, राइट? ओके. सेकंड इज वैल्यू करा, रजिस्टर हो गया, बढ़िया. ओके, वी आर ऑलमोस्ट देयर. नाउ द ओनली थिंग रिमेनिंग टू बी डन इज not make this guy look so ugly, which it is looking. This is very ugly, right? Okay, सुनो कैसे करते हैं. So first there needs to be a background color to it, right? ठीक है, background color क्या होता है देख लेते हैं. इस वाले का कलर कॉपी कर रहे हैं अपन तो भाई, तो इसका कलर देख लेते हैं, right? So I clicked on this, है ना? इसका background color है ये वाला. ठीक है भाई, ये वाला उठा के इस पर लगाते हैं. Input, I say background, and I give it the color. Okay, but now the problem is the text there was white. अगर text white नहीं करेंगे तो बहुत गंदा लगेगा. ठीक है, so I say color, I say white, right? Okay, कुछ तो हो रहा है भाई, ठीक लगना स्टार्ट हो गया. So इन दोनों को कॉपी कर लेते हैं एक बार. Values register, I'll just give it a class and let's call it nice button. Okay. Cool. क्या क्या किया था याद नहीं है. कलर था वाइट, उसी क्या चीज थी यार, बैकग्राउंड was 4D. ओके, हैश 4D. अरे वाह, इसको याद है. नाइस. नाउ व्हाट नीड्स टू बी डन इज, उस बटन में थोड़ी सी स्पेसिंग थी गाइस, है ना? तो ये स्पेसिंग कैसे करें यार? एनीवन? How can we padding? Wow, bhai, Mayank is like another level pro now. Okay. So I click this and let's say I do padding. And कितनी padding करें Mayank? आज आप जितनी बोलोगे उतना ही होगा. Mayank is a hero. 10%. मालूम है 10% of the page कितना बड़ा होता है? थोड़ा reasonable number दो यार. Mayank ने 5 पिक्सल बोला था, 5 पिक्सल ही होगा. बात नहीं बनी. स्क्वायर होता जा रहा है, अपने को इलोंगेटेड चाहिए। ठीक है, तो अब एक और कॉन्सेप्ट सीख लेते हैं। हमें पता है गाइज, पैडिंग 2 आर्ग्यूमेंट्स ले सकता है। ठीक है, अगर आप ऐसा लिखें 10 पिक्सल्स और फिर आप ऐसा लिखते हैं 20 पिक्सल्स, तो इसका मतलब होता है हॉरिजॉन्टली इतना, लेट्स से इंक्रीज दिस, वर्टिकली इतना और हॉरिजॉन्टली उतना, राइट। तो वर्टिकली अपने को चाहिए आई वुड से 8%, 7%, और हॉरिजॉन्टली अपने को थोड़ी और ज्यादा होगी तो चलेगी। ठीक है दोस्तों, बटन लुकिंग गुड, ओके। Let's just apply the styling. Padding is 7 pixels and 27 pixels. Done. Happy? कहाँ से स्टार्ट किया था, देखो क्या बना दिया। Do you want to see what happens to this without CSS? Okay. What I'm going to do is very simply, ये पूरी classes ली, ठीक है, input box, form label वगैरह सब कुछ, form container, भाई ये था, इसको कमेंट कर दिया, मतलब पूरा हुआ नहीं, रिमूव एवरीथिंग, रीलोड करते हैं पेज, देखो, देखना, this is what it looks like. I want to say yuck, and when you apply this CSS and reload, this is what it looks like. Done. Thank you, Mr. Gaurav. Who says Flexbox is hard? I've been told Flexbox is hard. I don't think it's hard at all. Okay. So the register button font. अरे भाई अमित भाई तो भाई, there is no pleasing this guy. ठीक है. अरे नहीं अमित, I'm just kidding यार. Don't take me seriously. I'm just screwing with you. Okay. So एक और चीज है इसके नीचे, मैंने just to give that nice touch किया हुआ है. इसको देखो, इसका जो बॉटम का बॉर्डर है ना गाइस, वो ग्रे कलर का है. Just gives that, it just give that a good feel. Okay. So how do we do that? वो भी सीख लेते हैं, है ना, मजा आ जाएगा. So जैसे बॉर्डर रहता है ना, वैसे बॉर्डर आप अलग अलग साइड की अलग अलग से सेट कर सकते हैं, राइट. शैडो भी होती है, शैडो कल सीखेंगे. बॉर्डर बॉटम 1 पिक्सल सॉलिड वाइट, सॉलिड वाइट, ग्रे. ठीक है, GRAY, राइट. दिख नहीं रहा है, थोड़ा बड़ा कर देते हैं, राइट. बॉर्डर बॉटम, nice. It has a nice touch to it. Right. So if you look at this, border bottom is this and border is 0. So यहाँ पे हमने क्या किया guys? We have explicitly called कि भाई border नहीं होनी चाहिए by doing this, and then we give it border bottom, right? So it just gets that good look, right? And और देख लो यहाँ पे क्या किया हुआ है, vertical line. You don't need to do that. ये सब कुछ भी नहीं करना है आपको. Pretty much it. Right? Almost there. एक दो चीजें हैं which we can talk about later. Okay, chat is now open. बताइए, the good form is ready. I just feel हमने बहुत ज़्यादा पैड कर दिया राइट से. This is looking slightly, it's not looking centered to me. क्या करें? Right? देखते हैं पहले तो इंस्पेक्ट करके what is the problem. Okay, the problem is, देखो यार, ये फॉर्म कंटेनर है, ये भाई तो अपनी जगह से फुल सेंटर्ड है, राइट. लेकिन जो इसके अंदर है फॉर्म कंटेनर के, दिस गाय, आई मीन नॉट दिस गाय, दिस फॉर्म गाय, इसमें प्रॉब्लम है. दिस इज नॉट सेंटर्ड, राइट. दिस इज फ्लेक्स, देयर इज अ P inside it, there is a form inside it, and this form guy is not centered. But since this is a flex, can we apply some sort of styling to it? Can we say justify content and say center? Does that work? No, it does not work. What if I do align item center? Does that work? It works, but not like we expected it to. इसने क्या किया? Content को इस तरीके से center कर दिया. Getting my point? So this does not work. This does not work, right? So देखते हैं guys फिर से इसको how we can improve this. So div class is this thing, right? There is a p inside this. There is a form inside this. So these two things are there, right? Form को भी देख लो और उसको भी देख लो. What is the problem here? Anyone who can tell me? Let's just think in terms of flexibility. No align, nothing. Do we understand the problem, everyone? The problem is this. Hannah, this is one thing. This just hold on. Okay, so there is a form container, which is good, right? It has two things. There's a P inside it, there's a form inside it. Hannah, guys, right? See, the first thing that you should do is form ka display dekho. The display is block, right? That's where the problem is. अगर इस form का display flex कर दें तो something abnormal just happened here, right? फिर उसको ठीक करने के लिए flex का direction, oops, flex direction आप column देते तो things are shaping up again, right? अब इस form के अंदर बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, right? So many things inside this form, है ना? अभी इसके वो हमने we've given it column, we've given it display type flex. How do we can I do flex specify center? No, does not work. Align item center does work, but not like we wanted to. So what is remaining here? I really want people, you guys to think this one. See, padding cannot be a solution. Okay, let's just do one step by one step. So for the form, this is the form. I'll just give it pehla wala style and then we'll try to fix it, right? Display flex, right? And flex direction is column. Okay, reload. So this is nice. Abhi ke liye. Right? There's a P also inside this. Matlab form ke andar nahi hai, bahar hai, that's okay. Now inside this form there are many containers. Matlab this is a form. जिसके अंदर बहुत सारे divs हैं यार, है ना? How do I fix this? Form is taking this whole space. That's the problem, है ना? Look at this. This form is taking the whole space, but the things inside this form, they have a problem. And they are all divs, of course. So we gave padding, give margin from right. Not a good solution. No, not span, yaar. It's इसी में सोचो ना. This is the problem. There is a form which has display flex. It has elements, and it's flex direction column. ऐसा है. How do I get everything inside this to the center? I think that will solve most of our problem. Hey. Anyone? Anything? Chinmoy is saying give padding from left. That will definitely work. So if you have the form here, है ना? We just give it padding left. Right. I'll say 1%. But you see what is happening? The problem is this thing, right? This thing is fixed in length. So if you keep giving padding from left, it will try to auto shrink itself. So what do we do? See, ये जो outer box है guys, है ना? इसमें there are these three divs, right? जिसको बहुत सारा padding मिला हुआ है right side से. If somehow this padding were to be removed, can something happen? So look at this. Padding right was 30%. If I remove this padding right, it just comes here. Can you think now? So this is a form field. This has two elements, right? Of course, since this is this, you have justify content. You can either take it center, space around, or whatever. Of course, it will not work because the styling is that way, right? If you align items and some other options, it just moves like this. So that also does not work, right? So how do we do this? Reduce the value which we have given to 30%. Okay. So दोबारा वहीं पे आ जाते हैं जहाँ पे हम थे. We are saying that this has a problem that, hey, there is too much padding given to it from the right side. But what happens here if we remove this padding, you know, let's say I remove this padding. So then things start to move to the right because now the container is not kind of pressing them, right? Right? So let's say we remove this padding. There is zero padding now. Now what can I do? I mean, this is a form field, right? And the display flex, the flex direction is, I mean, align items is set to center, which is good, right? Isn't justify content the solution here? I'm asking you guys. See, guys, look at this. The problem, if you guys try to remember, is we have split them in flexes, right? So this guy was flex 3 and this guy was flex 7. तो वो तो भाई जितना उसको available जगह है वो लेगा, right? So what is the way we can, you know, kind of, I guess, put some space behind it so that, you know, they just move there? Flex ratio will not solve it, right? How will flex ratio solve it? Whatever ratio you give it, that problem will still be there. See, one thing which comes to my mind, and I'll tell you, is inside this guy, right? Inside the form field guy, give a div, right? And here, just give this guy flex. Of course, it's display the flex. I say we do 20%, 30%, and 50%. So what that means is isko kar diya flex 2, right? And we'll just put these divs everywhere. इस वाले form field में भी कर दिया. So this is 20%. This is 30%, and that one, which was flex 7, is 50%. 5. Sorry. Did that solve anything? And now, of course, you remove the padding also. Padding you remove. Not looking so good, huh? Not looking so good, guys. Okay. I'll help you visualize this problem better. Now look at this. हमने यहाँ पे 20% कर दिया, so that space got left, right? हमने यहाँ पे this guy is taking the whole space available to it, right? And this guy is taking some less space, right? Is there any styling applied to this? We'll check. नहीं, हमने remove कर दिया था. There's only padding, there's no margin, right? What if we improve the ratios? I don't know. So this was 5. Let's say I make it. I mean, this guy who was 2. Let's say we make it 1. 1 is too little. It will not have space. Let's make it 2. And just to give you a visualization again, reload. Solved? Kind of solved? See, at the end of the day, it's going to be how you arrange your flexes. I just want to give you the tools so that you can do that. Okay. Make sense, everyone? I'll of course share this code with you. What I expect you to do is just try various things with it. ठीक है? मतलब आपके पास एक code है. Try the various values of flex and do multiple other things with this, and probably try to get the right alignment like this one. This guy is solved. There's a reason I've solved it. I would want you to think and solve this. ये homework है. Okay. So let me first do the first thing first. I will quickly share this code with you, right? It's the same file. And otherwise, you guys are going to make a mess out of it. So I'll stop the chat. Yes, you can take that blank space and do whatever with it. This concept, guys, of using a blank space is called spacer, right? So what we have done is we have introduced the spacer. Right? एक बार मैं chat बंद कर रहा हूँ. I'll just oh, but you guys are very disciplined now, so I can attach it. So abc.html is on the chat. Please download it. If you are using mobile phones, it will not work. It will only work for computers. Okay? Please just download this. And we'll wait for a few minutes so that you guys have all the code. You're very welcome, Shubham. Okay, I think we have all downloaded the file. Guys, I wanted to start another topic today. It's called pseudo selectors and shadows in CSS, but abhi ruk jate hain, right? Very good, man. If you make it yourself, seek jaoge, right? I'll just stop here because again, it's very important that you learn this thing, right? And it's not like कि हम बहुत सारी चीजें सीख रहे हैं, right? So just give me, I mean, again, I'll ask you guys only. Do you want me to teach a new concept today, or thank you guys. Shall I stop today? Please say yes. Okay, wow, too many yeses. Okay, so we will stop today. We will stop today. Okay, and tomorrow we will start something new. So this was like a mini project that I wanted to do with you guys, right? And yeah. So why did we come to centering the fields in the form? Because we wanted to center them. I don't know what is the answer of that. I just wanted, see, this is a practical example, right? You could be required to build a form for yourself. So this is a very common thing, right? Justify content flex, and I don't know what that means. Okay, so tomorrow we will start with some new concepts. हमने flex पढ़ लिया है. Don't worry about this. We'll keep doing more things with flex tomorrow. I'm glad you liked it. Guys, did you like today's class and the way we approached it? If that is the case, please say yes. Okay, did everyone like it? Please say lots of yeses, yaar. Maza aa jayega. Arey, nice. Wow. Awesome. Who's not saying yes? Okay, I'm happy that you guys liked it. Badhiya, 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 badhiya. Shubham is super excited. ठीक है. It was interesting the way you make a blank page worth mean. Thank you, Bharati. That was very, very kind words. Explain. Flex means flexible. It's used to align all these things. Just go through the code. I think you'll understand. No worries. What we'll do, guys, today tomorrow we'll start with some new concepts. I don't want to overload you guys. Flex is sort of over for us. We know the basics of Flex. We'll keep deep diving into this, and yeah, कल और ज़्यादा डिटेल में पढ़ेंगे इसको. ठीक है? So we'll stop here. किसी को doubts हैं तो please पूछ लो. Share the code again. ठीक है, guys, code दोबारा share कर रहा हूँ. उठा लो यार. Oh, I sent it to someone else because you guys keep personally sending messages to me. You know, file is shared with you. Mayank, try whatever you want. Bring your doubts. I'll be happy. Screen share is stopping, and yep. Okay, this board was actually looking good here. Now that I'm able to see my face again, I stopped sharing.